I don't even think it's getting a sense of. I mean, it's a fact that more and more comic book movies are coming out. I think more and more comic book movies are coming out because Hollywood ran out of ideas. I think it's a combination of that, and it happened to come at a time when directors who grew up liking comic books were now in power and could decide what sort of projects they'd want to work on. So someone like Sam Raimi, who liked comics as they were growing up, once there was not as many cool screenplays that were coming in for original, in quotes, original material for, that a Hollywood movie might normally put out, they were like, well, we don't have a lot of ideas, but I've always liked comic books, so what if I did this Spider-Man movie, And somebody at Sony and Paramount were like, okay, well, give it a shot. And then they were like, wow, there's lots of money to be made here, so let's keep doing that. Do Spider-Man again. I don't have any memories before comics or before Superman. Kiki's grandmother, who we're real close, she is 76 right now. So she was born and grew up, she was pretty young when Superman came out in 38. She was born in 32, I think. She remembers when Superman came out.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman.
For me, Superman almost felt like a historical figure, like people talking about Abraham Lincoln. He was always there because, from my perception, he was. I'm not sure when I started specifically reading comics. I just know I didn't have much of a collection when I was growing up because that cost money, but I just had a few Superman, and I know I had a couple Spider-Man and Batman comics and stuff. I see myself as kind of like an amalgam of a bunch of different influences. Really early on it was, Super Friends, the cartoon, and then that evolved into the book by Wendy and Richard Penny called ElfQuest. Book 3 was like a large oversized format trade paperback that I stole from our local library because it was such a big deal to me. Yeah, is this where I get in trouble? I'm not sure. The seminal moment for me was one day my mom was having a garage sale, and me and a couple friends from the neighborhood back when I was living in downtown Kansas City, we rode our bikes up to a convenience store called Shop and Go or Stop and Go, and I only had a few bucks, so when I went up there, we were all gonna buy like chips and stuff, but this was the double page spread that it made me just literally stop in my tracks. I was like, wow, that's so cool. I'm still a fanboy. I don't know if I kind of don't want to get past that either, because a lot of the enthusiasm for my job and wanting to stay fresh and stuff comes from me continually being reminded by myself or by a comic book whenever one of my own comics when I see it on the stand or something, of how cool it is that I've always wanted to do this and I'm finally getting the chance to do it.
Thanks for your time. No problem. Enjoy your convention. Thanks.